Yep. Okay, let's start. I see. Dina, everything is ready.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay. רגע, just two more. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining our meeting. We start counting, so I'm not sure how many we already had, but many. We would ask you to stay muted the entire lecture, please, but you will have enough time for questions in the end. Can you just mute, please? We would also ask you if you can write your name and email in the chat box, and also if you are an incoming or outgoing tour guide. We want to make sure that we can contact you regarding a special after Corona project that we are working on and other projects that we are currently having in the pipeline. All the meetings are recorded, so if you missed it or you know someone that would like to get the recording, feel free to contact us as well. So some of you already know GetGuide, but I will still remind you that GetGuide is a platform which its goals are to connect between tour guides and tour leaders with tour operators, but also in creating international social network of tour guides all over the world. If you want more information about the platform, again, feel free to write it in the chat or contact us after this session. Today we have a guest from Israel, but also from other countries. We are welcoming everyone, and we're very happy that you managed to join us today. I would like to introduce you to the management of the company. So Jonathan Hofi is the founder and the COO of GetGuide. He's also a very experienced incoming tour guide. Jonathan, can you unmute yourself and say hi? Okay, that a muted hi. Yossi Shenhav is our CEO and a very experienced tour guide for both incoming and outgoing. Yossi?
Good evening, my friends. Good evening. Thank you for coming.
Nomi Nir was the general manager of the School of Tourism for many years. She's also an experienced outgoing tour guide and a management team member of the Israeli Tour Guide Forum. Nomi?
Hi, everyone.
And my name is Dina Lahav. I'm the CEO of Academy Travel, which is a tour operator and a travel agent, and also GetGuide outgoing department manager. So if you know how to be a guide and you have your followers to travel with, and we're sure they're calling you every day and saying, when are you going to take us anywhere? But you're seeking a professional help with the operational side of things, you're welcome to contact me directly. The objectives of these Zoom meetings are to open more options and horizons for tour guides that are interested in expanding their options and potential cooperation to other destinations. Also, this is a great opportunity to build an international network of tour guides and tour operators. We recommend that you will follow us on Facebook, GetGuide on Facebook, so you are updated with all future events. Tomorrow, GetGuide and the Authority of National Reserve organize the first after-Corona tour of tour guides to Megiddo, and we're very, very excited. This will probably is the first, but won't be the last event that we will organize, and we're looking forward to see everyone that are joining us tomorrow. We actually have a full bus. So today we're opening a window to Mexico. I'm very happy to say buenos dias to our special guest from Mexico City, Jacobo Yaakov Reichman from Vivencia Educativa, and Arturo Drichansky from viajeros.com, and also to Rafael Saga, that helped us organize this event. Thank you, Rafael.
Good
I
evening,
think we can
everybody.
see okay, great. We can see the faces now. The presentation will take about 40 minutes, and after which we will have time for questions. If you don't want to forget your questions, just write it in the chat now, and we will go over them in the end of the session. So, Jacobo, ¿cómo está?
Good evening, everybody there. Erev Tov in Israel. Here in Mexico, we are still in good morning. We're very happy to be here and to show you a beautiful country, and to invite you to know one of the most beautiful countries in the world, that it's Mexico. Mexico is in the south of the United States. That's why the people say that it's South America, but it's still North America. Mexico is where is converging North America, Central America, and South America. It's a beautiful and incredible country. And the most beautiful thing that Mexico have is their people. You will see a lot of places. We will show you a lot of routes, places to visit, but the most beautiful thing that in Mexico have is their people. The people here is really warm, is really open arms to everybody, and you will see it's a great place. That's why all the world it's looking for Mexico in any kind of things. That's why we host twice the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup, once the Olympic Games, and a lot of international events they are making in Mexico, because they know what we are very, very, very good people, and we like to receive everybody here. I want to introduce myself and introduce Arturo, that we work together for almost 8-9 years. Here we can, it's a place, Mexico, like we say over there, it's a place that you can live and you can love. You will come here and you will get in love in Mexico. Arturo, we can change the slide, please. This is us. This is Arturo and myself, we are with our representation of the Chillot, the Quixote de la Mancha, and Sancho Panza. We are, this is in a beautiful place that name is Guanajuato. And it's a place full with history, a place with more than 2,000 years of history, 500 years since the Hispanic came here, that start changing, and more than 200 years of independence that makes an entire full color with all kind of cultures here in Mexico. It's like I told you, Mexico is in the south of the United States, but it's the entrance to the entire continent. And the size of Mexico, you can see in the map, is almost half of Europe. The size of our country is really huge. If you want to really come and visit and know the entire country, you can be here for a couple of years, and probably the time it will not be enough to visit the entire country. You can change it, Arturito, please. Mexico, it's divided in 32 different states, and each state is a autonomy and have all kind of things to see. The capital of our country is Mexico City, that it's like you see in the map, is in the central, where it says Ciudad de Mexico. Is the capital. We have 125 million people in the entire country, and a lot of beautiful things to show you. Is an example, Mexico have 35 different World Heritage from the UNESCO places here in Mexico. One of them is the gastronomy. We will talk about later about the gastronomy in Mexico. But like you see, Mexico have two entrances, one of the Atlantic, one of the Pacific, and that makes very, very rich our country. A lot of the people, when they talk about the Mexico, they are thinking about the charros and the horses, but no, we are a very modern country. We still have our old traditions of the charro, of the mariachi, and horsing. But it's really, Mexico is a very modern country now. Like you can see over there in the picture, is a place full with culture, with history, with gastronomy, adventure, extreme adventure, ecotourism. It's a place that you can find everything you need. You can find it here. Mexico in natural resources is one of the top 5 in the world. We have from the 9 biggest ecosystems in the world, in Mexico you can find 7. I can tell you, you need to come and visit. This is an incredible country. One of the most important cities is Mexico City, like I told you, is the capital. A very modern city with a lot of places to visit. We have only in Mexico City more than 300 museums to visit, all kind of places for culture, for sports, and shopping centers. It's a beautiful place. It's an incredible city that all the suburbs now from the state of Mexico, that it's the states that around Mexico City, give to Mexico now Mexico City like 24 million people. Yes, it sounds crazy, but it's crazy. It's people that work very hard and try to and receive. It's very warm, like I told you, and receive the people really, really good. And for the tourist is an incredible place to visit. We have archaeological sites in the entire country. Near to Mexico City, there is one of the most important, that is Teotihuacan, that is the one that we can see in the picture. All around Latin America or South America, you can find that if you start digging in every single mound, probably you will find an archaeological site. In Mexico, we have more than 95 archaeological sites in the entire country, that if you can make a trip for history, for archaeologists, and you know these kind of people, they will be very happy to visit us. We have places here inside Mexico City, we have archaeological cities. You need to understand that the Spanish people came here in the 1500s, and in that moment they start changing all the pre-Hispanic life, no? But we still have all these places to visit and to study. And there are some, we have 82 different cultures, pre-Hispanic cultures, that they still have their own traditions, and they start living with their traditions and with their customs. Like I tell you, Mexico have the gastronomy of Mexico is a World Heritage of the UNESCO. It's incredible. Not every single state have their own food. Every single town have their own favorite dish. The tacos is very famous in the world, but you can find that like this, that it's the chile in nogada. The chile is almost from Mexico to the world. It was a lot of products, they went from Mexico to the world: the chile, the chocolate, the avocado, a lot of really famous food. Like you see, this is a regular market in Mexico. You can find all kind of fruits, all kind of vegetables. Is really fine in Mexico. Having fertile lands is incredible. Like I tell you, natural resources, you can find everything. Every single fruit that you cannot find in the world, you can come to Mexico and here you can find it. You go to a market, is a really great experience to visit our markets, because you will find fruits, vegetables that probably you never know that they exist. But it's really incredible. Like I told you, in culture, you can find here in Mexico, not in Mexico, only in Mexico City, more than 300 museums. In the entire country, like 700. We have here all kind of architecture. Like you see, there is the Fine Art Palace, the Palacio of Bellas Artes, that it's have inside museums and have the most important theater. Over there in that place, there were representation of all the most famous artists in the world, in all the ballets, singing opera, and every single Sunday we have the representation of the Mexican folk dance, the most important group, that have two groups, one that that every Sunday is have presentation here, and another one that travel all around the world, showing the Mexican folklore. But this is part that you will see in Mexico. We have, like I told you, we have Frida Kahlo's museum. Frida Kahlo is one of the most important painters in Mexico history, that we have a lot of painters, a lot of singers. Here you can find everything you want, not only in Spanish. Obviously, the most important language here is Spanish, but you can find pre-Hispanic languages, and you can find you can find a lot of people that they can talk and show you the things in different languages, in English, in Hebrew, like us, for example. And it's a multicultural and beautiful place that we want to invite you to come and visit and know this place, because After you visit Mexico, your image of the world will change. Arturito, all yours. The stage is yours.
Shalom, shalom, Javerim. So my name is Arturo. I'm very excited to be here with you. I'm a passionate traveler. I'm the founder of viajeros.com, that it's a web, a platform that reunites viajeros, that means travelers in Spanish from all over the world, to visit and to get to know undiscovered places in our beloved Mexico. So as Jacobo was telling you, these 20 minutes that he spoke just about Mexico City. So you can imagine the size of the entire country. Mexico City in territory, it's 0.1% of the territory of all the country. So with this size, I want to present 4 different itineraries that we can make in 10 days, 2 weeks. So you will have the whole picture of what we have in Mexico and what we can do besides visiting the amazing capital that is Mexico City. So first, I want to talk about the East Coast trip. The East Coast, it's, and I was talking to Dina last week, it's where all the Jewish people came. My grandfather, for example, he arrived from Poland to the coast of, to the East Coast, to a city called Veracruz. So this is where like all the airplanes have to arrive to Mexico City, but then every single national flight, it's at most 2 hours. Yeah, so to Veracruz, maybe you don't have even to take an airplane. It's a 4-hour drive, and we're in the East Coast. And what's amazing about the East Coast, it's the rivers, the adventure, the culture. Okay, in this trip, in this 2-week or 10 days trip to the East Coast, we will be able to see amazing rivers, amazing rivers, and activities to, of course, do inside them. We have the last part of what's considered the Amazonic jungle, so we can visit, of course, this part of the jungle. And this is an amazing trip. There's, as I said, in Veracruz, a lot of Mexican culture, a lot of, because not only, of course, the Jewish arrived from to Veracruz, also the Spanish, when they conquered Mexico, they arrived to this coast. So it's full of amazing nature and amazing culture. So that's one type of plan that we can make here. The other one that it's at least my favorite one, it's the West Coast trip. The West Coast trip, why is it that it's my favorite one? First of all, it's the most amazing food. The most amazing food, it's in the West Coast, mostly in the cities of Oaxaca and Chiapas. Okay, these 2 states are the 2 poorest states in Mexico. And I know we like when we say poor, we always connect it with mostly a negative standard maybe. But those 2 states are the most beautiful, I think, and where the most culture is, the better traditions of Mexico. If you want to take an X-ray of Mexico, these are the 2 states that we have to visit. One is Oaxaca, and the other one is Chiapas. It has amazing coasts, amazing beaches, amazing people, amazing food, and amazing nature. So as I said, this is Oaxaca. No, actually, this is Chiapas. We have amazing views. This is a trip, you know, for the ages. This is a festival that it's made in Oaxaca, that people from all around the state come as the communities dress, as the communities eat, and they present like each year how's the like they just show you that the tradition is kept, and of course we visit all of these small communities, and we can have an amazing time with them, just sharing our cultures, sharing our knowledge and traditions. For the next itinerary, that it's something amazing, it's called Pueblos Mágicos. The translation of Pueblos Mágicos, it's magical towns. Okay, the magical towns in Mexico are these small towns, very small towns that kept all of its traditions, the streets, the way they build it, their buildings, their houses, everything for the last 200 years. So there are like not very modern towns, but they kept its magic. So that's why the government of Mexico called them these pueblos mágicos. There are 130 pueblos mágicos in all of Mexico. And in this route, this 10-day, 2-week route, we can see like 30 of these pueblos mágicos, and it's something amazing. Maybe you've heard of San Cristóbal de las Casas, San Miguel de Allende. Maybe you've heard of Guanajuato or Tequila. But these are some of the places we can, some of the pueblos mágicos we can see in this route. For example, this is San Miguel de Allende, one of the most, like, I think right now half of the people that lives there is tourism, and half of the tourism that lives there, it's a European people that just go there to retire. They have houses for the winter. So half of the year it's full of Europeans. It's something amazing because it's an amazing, very unique town. So of course we visit this town. This town, for example, it's called Tequila. Tequila is where all the tequila from Mexico comes from. And you won't believe this town. It's as you're watching it here, like thousands and thousands of kilometers, of square kilometers, just of this plant. This plant is called agave, and it's a plant that if you make a very amazing process, you can have a tequila from this plant. So of course we can go there. We will get a little bit drunk, not too much, but we can taste a lot of tequila in this town. All the people from the town work in the process of tequila. It's something amazing to observe, to live, to feel. Something, yeah, incredible. And of course, the last itinerary that I want to suggest, it's the peninsula trip. The peninsula trip, maybe it's one of the most famous ones because it includes Cancun. But as you can see here, Cancun is at the very end of the peninsula. As I told you, I'm a little bit of a off the beaten path traveler. And I will I always try to catch the places where it's not completely full of tourism. And this trip, this triangle, sorry, the peninsula trip, it's just something amazing to see. Why is that? Because it has maybe the most beautiful beaches. It has also a lot of pre-Hispanic culture. And there's the cenotes. The cenotes, it's these magical places, natural pools that the Mayan people discovered, and now the peninsula of Yucatan, it's full of them, and it's a natural beauty that no country in the world has. So as I said, in the peninsula we have amazing beaches, amazing beaches, undiscovered, and hidden also beaches of the world. We have cenotes. It's what I just told you. These cenotes are like underwater natural pools that you can just go and swim and appreciate your life and everything around for creating, such beautiful places, right, in the world. And in this trip, of course, we will see a lot of pre-Hispanic culture. Why is that? Because in the peninsula of Yucatan, the Mayas lived, and the Mayans were one of the most prolific and bigger and scientific and just all around better societies that the world has seen. And they, of course, we have remnants of its heritage, of its beauty in places like this. This place is called Calakmul, and yeah, we just are able to presence and to feel all of its magic, all of its beauty. And I think that's it. That's 4 itineraries that we suggest. We can do it in 10 days, 2 weeks, with the visit to Mexico City, and I'm sure you will have the time of your lives. The people you bring will be more than happy. Maybe you will have to change the return flight home because you will want to stay for a couple of more weeks enjoying Mexico. So this is it. I would love to listen to your questions and everything. This is the contact number of Jacobo. This is also my contact number. Of course, what we do, we know between Jacobo and I, we know the 32 states in the whole country, and we organize trips, tailor-made trips to all of Mexico. So, of course, if you're interested, just take our contacts, and we will make something amazing happen. We will make the trip of our lives. And that's it.
Arturo, thank you very much, Jacobo, as well. I just want to tell, maybe I should have started with that in one of our sessions, Rafael said that many Israelis think that Mexico is Cancun. So I think today you showed us that this is definitely not true, although I must say your beaches are also very, very beautiful and to go and visit. So now we will open the session for questions. But I would like to, yes, Rafael, go ahead.
Yes, I want to add something. Thank you for the very nice exposition. I've been 13 years outside of Mexico, and every time that I see these images, tears are in my eyes. I think we are now 500 years of the conquer of Mexico. Mexico was conquered in 1521 by the Spanish people. And in America, we have a lot of places in the United States, in Canada, where the native people were exterminated. Also in the South America, maybe where Chile and Argentina. And I think what you will see in Mexico, it's where the two civilizations were melt. I am talking about 300 years of colony, where the two races, the European and the native races, were melted into one. And for example, many religious, the Spanish came here and they wanted to conquer also the souls of the native for the Christianity. And for that purpose, the Catholic Church adopted many of the costumes of the natives, and we see, maybe you've seen in magazines or in programs, festivities that we have, the Day of the Dead, and many festivities. So if there's one place that you can see those two civilizations melted, it's in Mexico. Thank you.
Dina, you are all mute.
Oops, sorry. So if we'll just start with a few questions. So okay, language. If I'm a tour guide or tour leader and I want to take a group with me and I don't speak Spanish, can I get along in Mexico?
Almost everybody understands English here. As if you come with English, you can make it very, very easy. In other languages, it's a little bit more difficult. That's the truth. But we can organize for you guides in almost 7 or 8 different languages that will work with us. And with this, your problem will be, we will not be a problem.
No problem. Okay, and if you want to take a group for a tour, not too long, but also not too short. I mean, it's a long way to go, so you're not going for 3 days, right? What would you recommend the length of this trip to be?
I think for sure it depends on the people that comes, the experience of the group and many things, but at least I would say 10 days. 10 days, it's I think the minimum that I would recommend. Why? Because just in Mexico City, I won't recommend less than 4 days, just to have a nice complete visit of Mexico City, and 6 days to choose one of the destinations around, right? It can last like a complete and without one boring day for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
So
thank you, Arturo.
Yeah, 10 to 20 days.
Starting very early and finish very late.
Okay. More questions?
Yes, I have a question for Jacobo and Arturo. And, for experience living outside of Mexico, I know that the TV and the movie industry don't make us look very good because of all this fascination that narco traffics have. And I want to ask you about the security of the people that we are bringing to Mexico.
Now it's very, make us very famous. Netflix make a lot of very good series that give Netflix a lot of money about all the drug dealers in Mexico. The truth is that you never know. You can live here in Mexico and you don't have the approach to this kind of people. I never see one in my life. It's the security. They work in different places, and almost everything. All the things that they make by themselves in different parts of the country, and you never know. They are hiding. They make their own things, and you never have contact with them. The truth is that it's really it's a place that, like I said, that the people is really, really very warm. That they receive all the tourists incredible. This is like Dina said about the languages. You can find people that probably they only speak Spanish, and if somebody that came from outside with a different language and ask some questions, he will make all the map, all the mimics and all the movements, but he will try to help him. That's the Mexican way of working. And in the part of the security is really relaxed. Is not relaxed, you know, it's like every single country. They have places that you know that you can not, it's better to not enter there. But if you know where to move in Mexico, it's not a problem. You know, we
Rafa,
have the regular problems of every single country, of all the metropolitan cities, but it's really not so bad like they look in the series, in the Netflix series.
Rafa, I want to add this Netflix series, and I mean, it's not a TV program. It happens, yeah. I mean, there's narco traffic in Mexico, but like in every country in the world, like the main problem it's in the borders. You know, each and every border of the world, not each and every one, not between Sweden and Norway, yeah, but almost each and every country in the world have, you know, this not very friendly, you know, border stuff, because each and every country for different reasons. As you could see in the four itineraries that I presented, none of it is to the north. You go to the north, to, you know, to the borders, of course you will maybe feel this tense situation between, not just of narco traffic, of United States and Mexico. Why? Because they just had Donald Trump as their president, and he didn't like Mexico at all. So, you know, it's now the relationship is not the best, but when you're in many borders in the world, you can feel that. But besides that, you can be, as Jacobo said, in Mexico City, in Oaxaca, in Chiapas, in the peninsula of Yucatan, and you won't even hear about this. You know, it's like if it's happening in 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different countries, and that's it.
Thank you. Questions from other people?
I would like to ask.
Sure.
First of all, if we come with a group, for example, Mexico City and outside of the city, what the law say about local guides? This is the first question. And the second question about the situation now after COVID-19.
We have a lot of local guides that work with us, and the thing is that we know where to move the people. You know, we organize, we help the people, and all the local guides, they know how all the, you know, all the security issues about health. They know in the entire country, they give you all the specifications, and you need to be, the government is working hard in that part, that make all the people to be safe, and, you know, and they're all the, you know, all the health issues that the health organization, World Health Organization, we have it here in Mexico, and we try to help it. You know, the tourist minister is working very hard that help that the people still coming with corona and without corona. This is a special thing. We didn't make a lockdown in the entire pandemic time. Mexico was open all the borders for all the people. We didn't have lockdowns for the tourists here. Now, in 2 weeks ago for spring break, all the beaches in Mexico, Cancun, Acapulco, Puerto Vallarta, they were packed. They were full with people.
The thing, Noemi, that right now with tourism, if you want to come, it has to be a very like strategic and very well planned visit, because everything it's at the maximum capacity of 30%. So you can't enter to a museum just like a regular visit. It's just 30%. If you want to go to, even many beaches are to 30%. So you have to, you know, reserve everything with good anticipation, and that way there is no problem. And yeah, I see a question here also in the chat of the museums providing English translation or information, or it depends on the museum. Of course, it depends on the museum. For you, you won't have a problem because we're going with you, so you will have instant translation. But like the information, just the bigger museums, Frida Kahlo Museum, Anthropology Museum,
Diego
the Modern
Rivera.
Art Museum, you know, the most famous museums, they have everything in English and Spanish.
Okay.
I'd like to ask a question if I may. One of my favorite things in life, and my friends too, is eating food, and everybody's favorite thing. I know that. Today in Israel, especially, you know, we can find kosher food, vegetarian food, vegan food. How do we apply that on a trip to Mexico?
I will tell you, when you're talking about food in Mexico, it's like winning the lottery.
Okay.
And you can find all kind of foods. We have kosher, we have vegan, we have vegetarian. You can find here all kind of type of food. And like I tell you, the Mexican gastronomy is a World Heritage of the UNESCO, as you can find the most incredible food. I tell you, coming here
David,
and having the experience is incredible, David.
But with restrictions. I mean, I'm talking kosher food, or certain restrictions apply. You know, it's not just you can walk into a store.
We have a lot of kosher stores, we have kosher restaurants, and we can organize that in every single place that you go, you will have kosher food.
Thank you, I'm coming.
David,
I'm ready.
If you go to
right.
Brazil, you talk about football. Maybe if you go to Israel, you can talk about technology, right? If you come to Mexico, we talk about food.
Okay, all right, sounds good. I'm ready.
Yes, and kosher is not a problem.
Okay.
Arturo, there is an interesting question relating to that in the chat.
Yeah, it's the spicy and the hot food. I think you will survive. Listen, in Mexico we have this tradition. It's not like I've lived in India for a couple of for some time, and in India everything is cooked with spices. Okay, the difference in Mexico is that everything is served with salsas. The salsas are made with chile. That's the spicy thing, but you can add them. It's not inside the food. Like the food per se, it's not as spicy as you would think. But everything in every place will have like 3 small plates with different salsas: red salsa, green salsa, and you know, and just like regular chile, regular spices, just to add them. But you can add everything. If you don't want to, it's like this. It's like this thought about Mexico that everything is spicy, but it's not really everything spicy. You just can add spice to everything. That's a different, you know, a different methodology. And well, Dina, that's an amazing question. I will read it. What is the price level and what is the accommodation standard in small towns or pueblos? This is a great question, Dina. Yeah, I was reading another thing. Yeah, so Mexico has, I mean, for tourists, it's a virtue, you know, for tourism, Mexico is a very cheap country, you know, and the standard of hotels, of accommodations, as Jacobo was saying, the best thing of Mexico and tourism in Mexico, it's the service that you will get. So you will get a first-class service for, of course, not a high price as you will pay for the same accommodation in the United States or in Israel or in Europe. You know, the accommodation, we have everything from five-star hotels to small, cabins in towns that. So it depends. That's for me the virtue of traveling in Mexico. You have everything. The highest standard accommodation. It's not that expensive. So are, David, the restaurants. You can eat in a Michelin star chef restaurant without being, $300 or $400. For $40 or $50, you can eat in a Michelin star restaurant. So that's something very cool.
Okay. May I ask you a question? May I ask you a tough question?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Because you told very nice about what I can see. I would like to ask you what I can feel in Mexico. What is the experience will attract me to come to Mexico? What I can not experience in other countries? Because the idea that tomorrow I'll go to my tourists who I know in Israel and I should sell them Mexico like place of unique experience, unique feelings. So please tempt me to come to Mexico. Can you maybe you can describe the experience people have in Mexico?
I will try, Jonathan.
Couple of examples.
Dina, you wanted to say something before?
No, I was thinking that maybe Rafael actually needs to answer that because well,
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
sure,
Arturo
sure.
will go
Rafael,
ahead
no.
and maybe Rafael will join in. That's fine.
Okay, I will try not to do it, very long. So Rafael and Jacobo also would like to participate in this question. For me, what would you feel? First, Jonathan, I think you will feel a sense of warmth. Okay, not just for the climate, but the people. The people of Mexico, as Jacobo said at the beginning, there is like really no one in the world. I mean, I love other countries, but people in Mexico really makes you feel like you're at home, really makes you feel like they want you to be part of their culture. And the next one, Jonathan, is that I think Mexico, it's one of the most like plurally cultural places in the world. So I don't know what that makes you feel, but for me, that makes me feel always one with the world. It has its amazing traditions and its amazing nature and everything, but like really being here in Mexico makes you understand what the world is about. I don't want to be very pretentious with my answer, but I think I've traveled to many places in the world, and I think Mexico it's what represents Mexico. And Rafa, Jacobo, please tell your.
To tell you the truth, it's a very good question. And I want to tell you that standing there, only going out of the hotel and see the colors, it's amazing, but every place you go, it's full of color. You can see a blue house and a yellow house and an orange house. It surrounds you. All the sense, because the music, the very special Mexican music, maybe you have heard many old music of Mexico, like Bésame Mucho, without knowing it's Mexican. But the music surrounds you, every place that you go. So we have taste. and sound and sing. And as Arturo said about people, I want to tell you just an example. I used to live in Mexico City. As they say, it's 24 million people. When I go out in the street and I walk in the street and somebody is walking in the opposite way, there's no way he won't say hi. Even to, he will move his head or with the hand, he will say hi to you. And you won't see him anymore. To see the same people, the 24 million, it's very difficult. When I go out of Mexico, when I came to Israel, or when I am going to the States or to Europe, and I enter an elevator and I say good morning and I don't receive an answer, it makes me feel bad because I used to be with people. You know, it's the social life. You will feel it and you will love it.
Mhm. Okay, thank you. Do you have, for example, do you have or do you bring the tourists to authentic place that gives a feeling of the period of conquistadors? And if somebody wants to feel like conquistador 400 years ago, do you have such places authentical? Of course, I understand now we live in 21st century, but something that gives a feeling of the past.
Oh,
I
yes.
think, Jonathan,
We
in
work with,
Mexico, ah,
sorry,
go.
we work with a lot of communities, of pre-Hispanic communities that they live in the modern Mexico, but they still live with their own customs and their own traditions. And we have a very, very strange relation with all of them. You know, like I tell you, in Mexico, there are still 83 different pre-Hispanic groups. And we have relations with a lot of them, all of these communities, and you will find the life, how was the life, and how they still make the life possible, and how they pass the tradition. You know, it's very very similar to the Jewish tradition, how they pass the tradition and they still are going. And yes, we can show you all these kind of things. In Mexico, is like Rafa said, they didn't finish with when they conquered. They didn't finish with these people. They give the opportunity to have the both sizes. You know, the Catholic and their regular traditions that they still have. And you can find it in a lot of movies. You know, now there was like a movie 3 years ago that Disney made, that the name was Coco, telling about it was in cartoons, and show you all the customs of the Day of the Dead, you know, and you will see you can find all these kind of things in Mexico because we still live with these customs and traditions.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Jonathan, if you come to the Constitution Square, you see on one side you see the cathedral, you see the Palacio Nacional, you see the Diego Rivera art, you see that
Murals.
the Indian people outside, they surround you. If you have some trouble, they will solve it. You hear the music, you see the taste. It's I think that Arturo said it, the multi tradition. You have a lot of museum in Mexico City, a lot of architecture, old one and new one. So I think this is the most typical of Mexico, all these multi-tradition, cultures.
I think you should recruit Nomi.
What?
Just saying.
Like promoter.
There's a question
I
about
still have the taste.
Benzi.
It's real, and I still have the taste.
Sorry, there's a question Benzi wrote on the chat about music and the folklore shows. Can I answer it?
Sure.
Yeah, it will take me 40 seconds, okay?
60.
Just read the other one as well. Yeah. Okay. Ah, you want to show us? Okay. There is another questions relating.
Oh,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
because
But okay, we can't hear it because you need, when you share, you need to mark something there
It's
with
special,
the
yeah, special settings to make special settings for share the music.
Yeah, it doesn't have music. Just
Okay.
visual.
Jonathan, did you get your answer? If you want to go there or not?
Yeah, mostly.
After this movie, you know, especially
You
after
can
this movie.
fly it like this, Jonathan. They are the voladores of Papantla. Papantla is a little town in Veracruz, one of the states that Arturo said that almost all the people that arrive to Mexico, they arrive to Veracruz.
So there is another question about culture. I would like to know the answer to this one too.
Yeah. So about folklore shows, there are plenty, Benzi, all around Mexico, in the streets, in the Museum of Bellas Artes, everywhere. And is it possible and safe to join dance parties of bachata and salsa? Of course, of course. I have a very good relationship with one person that organizes salsa classes in the center of Mexico, and of course it's safe, it's possible. Right now with COVID, the classes are not because that's a lot of contact, but of course we can organize a private one for the group, and that will be very possible and amazing, actually.
Yes, and there are, night places that you can find, one of bachata, one of cumbia, one of salsa, a lot of places that all kind of this incredible music and all dances, you can do it here in Mexico. All the Latin American that you listen, Mexico is like the center of all kind of this.
I have another
And
question. Can I ask?
yes,
What about in the evening when the people, the guests, want to just go alone around in the city or in small cities, not only in Mexico City? What is the feeling? Do they feel secure? Is it calm
Yeah,
outside?
Benzi, we won't take anyone to a place that he or she won't feel secure. That's basically the answer. Of course, if there's time to go and just visit the town, the pueblo, the city, anything, it will be in a place that it's very safe to go by your own or with a group.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I have another question, Dina. If you the if a tour leader comes with his group to Mexico, and he convince their tourists to buy tickets to go to shops, etc. Without too many details, is the system of commission is developed in Mexico, and tour leader can make his money, some money, side money, uh, promoting so-called optionals to additional visits and shopping.
yes, there are a lot of stores and a lot of places that you make this arrangement and it is commissionable. Yes,
Okay.
yes, not in every single store, but the big
But
stores and
it exists.
and all the most important places that you go. Yes, you can make it.
Okay.
And
Okay. Very good.
And a good thing to tell you about this is that almost in all the Mexico like we said in the culture, we have all these artisanal, the handcraft workshops. And all these stores, they make the arrangement with all the commissional, and a lot of people, they want to buy these kind of things because it's the only place in the world that you can find it.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Nice to hear.
I want to suggest to Jacobo and Arturo, you should organize a tour for tourist guides. so we can feel what you have to show us. Maybe it's not a bad idea. Now that we all want to go out of home. Maybe that's a good answer for the tourist guide to know the place, and why not?
More than welcome. We can make a program and send you the program, and everyone that they want to come, please feel free. It's more that you are more than welcome. Like Arturo say, Brujima Baim, Mexico is a beautiful place. What can I tell you? It's really, really, you will love it. You will love it. And if not, ask Naomi that she was here like 2 or 3 times before, no?
Okay, continuing to this question, can you give the rough estimate of day cost of the day per day? How much it could cost per person in such kind of a educational tour per day? Let's say $100 a day, 150. If we speak about 3-4 star hotels, not something super expensive.
Of course, Jonathan, I think it depends on the size of the group.
You make decision what you look when you arrange the group. You make decision what sites are must. And so,
yeah, but I would say, yeah, you got it right. Maybe like $120 per day. That would be the
without flight,
without flight. Yeah, but with transport inside,
sure,
with a private
ground service.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. By the way, it's a
including
120
all meals, all activities, accommodations.
Okay, and $120 will it include the 3 meals: breakfast, dinner, and lunch.
3 amazing meals.
Okay, it's not expensive. Okay,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we also have the contacts of whoever wrote his contacts here in the chat, right, Jonathan? So
yeah,
if we will have something, then we can definitely distribute to them if we will receive something from you. Okay, I think it was really nice and really good, and now I miss more just traveling.
Dina, before we finish, maybe definitely Jacobo and Arturo, can you produce any program for educational tour, just even without costs on this stage, just to send us, and we'll start to promote these ideas, and we have enough in people who are tour guides who are interested. We'll talk business.
Yes, we can do it.
Another question I see in the chat. Another question.
Yeah, the last question. When is the time to visit Mexico? The best time? It's a good question.
It's Mexico has something amazing that it has. That's why the Europeans buy houses in Mexico for winter. Our winter here, it's one of the best times to go to the beaches, for example. I mean, it's amazing. I would say there's no best time to visit Mexico. Like every time it's the best time. There's no weather complications for you not to come and visit.
But isn't it very, very hot in the summer?
No, it never gets as hot as Israel, for example. I mean, we go from like the winter, like the coldest we are, maybe it's 12, 15, Celsius, and in the summer maybe 30. So it's not a very huge margin.
Yes, the average in the entire year, it's like 25 degrees Celsius. This is the average in the entire year. You never know. You don't see the difference between winter and summer here. You have almost all the weather the entire year.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, thank you very much, Jacobo, to Rafa, and everyone that joined us today. Go pack your suitcases. We are ready.
We're ready to.
Bienvenidos, like we say in Mexico, mi casa es su casa. My home is your home. As more than welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
אנחנו נשארים?
ביי ביי.
כן.
אוקיי. Thank you, ביי. ביי.
ביי. תודה. Thank you.
בואו נעזור לאנשים לעזור.
רגע, רק בסדר. את רפאל הורדת, את רפה הורדת גם? רגע, שנשנה לשני...
אני הורדתי אותו.
אתה הורדת אותו?
כן.
כן, אוקיי, בסדר.
Sorry.
How was it for you guys?
Very
Very
good.
good.
Okay, great. No, I think it was very good.
Yeah.
Nomi, you're on mute. You're on mute. But we understand what you're saying.
No, the multiculture of Mexico, this is the best idea.
Yeah.
Especially in Mexico City. You see the architecture, modern architecture, and then you see the men that brush your shoes and the men that sell the ice. It's very unique. And the Indian that solve your problem, it's really special.
Yes, it's very unique.
Absolutely.
And
by mistake, I removed the Saga.
Yeah, but it's fine. We just wanted to hear how it was for you, and to say that I enjoyed it. Well, I saw it for the second time, but still, I think it was much better presentation than the first one. You saw everything in large, and it was great. And relating food in your next presentation, you may want to talk